Welcome back to part 2 in a series of video comparisons of the Golden Axe series. And for my next review, I want to show you the Master System version of Golden Axe. Let's see if I can get this in shot. Yeah, as you can see here, I picked this one up for, let's see, $6 at Game Traders, which is a bargain. But I've tried playing this about a couple of times and it's a pretty mediocre game, but I just want to show you a video comparison of each version and sort of judge for yourself whether you might like this version or not. But it's not my personal favorite game, but let's see what you think. So for this game, I'm going to be playing this on my Sega Genesis with the, with this unofficial Sega Master System converter. This product here was manufactured in Australia. I don't think this cartridge was ever imported overseas. Essentially, it's like the Mega Drive power converter, I think, only the design is much more simplified. It's in the cartridge form. My only gripe with this game adapter is the pause button. If I can get this in shot. Yeah, the pause button is really small and it's so sensitive, so the moment you plug this game in the system and for example you want to pause a game, one little slight movement with the cartridge can stuff up your game. It'll just reset the game. So that's my only gripe with this game, but other than that, I do prefer this one for the size only, so it's way more convenient. But anyhow, I'll just show you gameplay footage of Golden Axe on the Master System. So as you can see here, this is the opening title sequence here is redone. That's probably due to the fact that it's running on the Master System, where the no, that's not too bad. It's running on a very limited hardware, so the programmers had to try and sort of make cutbacks. So the conversion is not 100% perfect as such, but we'll get to it. Okay, here we go. Now, as you can see here, one major flaw in this game is that you only have one character to select. That's the Axe Battler, as you can see here. There's no Tyrus Flare or Gilius Thunderhead in this version. So what the programmers have done, they decided to leave with one character, but you can select from 3 different magic powers. Whereas you can have Tyrus Flare's magic gauge or Gilius Thunderhead power gauge here. I might go for the Thunder power gauge. Okay. Okay, in this version, there's no option screen to increase the health bars, so you're only stuck with the 3 standard bars there. Another thing too I have to mention is that you only get 1 continue in this game, which I could consider this version a lot more harder than any of the 16-bit versions that came out. Maybe the programmers were trying to capture the arcade style difficulty of this game, but I don't think they succeeded very well with this version. As you can see with the animation here, it's a little bit choppy, which can be at times just annoying, but after like 5 minutes of gameplay here, you get used to it. Another thing I want to show you here is the hit detection. It's very hard to accurately hit your opponents in this version. That's could be a programming problem there. It's not easy to hit your enemies in this version. So there's something wrong with the hit detection in here. I can't seem to figure this one out. Keep going. Okay, in this version, they decided to omit the villagers running out of their own village away from the enemy. That's due to the fact of the limited amount of sprites that the game can produce on a Master System console. And another thing that I don't particularly like with this version is the color palette. It's very dull colors compared to the Mega Drive or even the arcade version, I have to say. Even though the arcade version is more grayer, but this version looks pretty tacky, the color scheme. The blues stand out too much in this game. There's a lot of dull yellows and greys in the color scheme, and yeah, it's just such a bland looking game. It's not a very attractive game to look at. Probably one positive I can say about this game is the arcade rendition music on an 8-bit system. The music is pretty good for the system, note for note. So that's probably the only positive I can think of out of this game. Yeah, it's a very mediocre game. Even for a Master System game, it's very mediocre. The magic animation is pretty good on the Master System. What they decided to do, if you notice in the Mega Drive or the arcade versions, you see the background and then you see the magic sequence coming. They decided, maybe because of the limited color palette on the Master System, they omit the background and just have black background, which I think it looks better that way. The magic sequences stand out more in a black background, I reckon. But it still looks pretty choppy in the animation. Oh yeah, another thing that they omitted off this game, because the Master System only has 2 buttons, it's impossible to perform a special attack move on this game. what happens on the Mega Drive version, if you press the attack and jump button, you perform a special move. Unfortunately, on the Master System version, you press both buttons, it performs a magic attack move. So because of the limit of buttons, they decided to omit the special attacks. But other than that, this game lacks the original qualities of the Mega Drive version. But for what the programmers have done with this game, they did an okay job to try and pull off most of the advanced graphics on that version onto the Master System version. But at the end, it came out pretty mediocre, and unfortunately, without the option screen, it's a pretty hard game to finish too. As you can see here, it only has 5 rounds, so it's a pretty short game, but it's very difficult to finish. So I better give it a score. I'm going to give it a score out of 5 out of 10. Probably the only version you do not want to play of the original Golden Axe game. I would stick with the Mega Drive or the arcade version as best. But because I've only spent this game for like $6, I can't really complain about it very much, because it's been a while for me since I played this version of Golden Axe, so it was good for me to go back and play it after so many years. So yeah, I think it's worth as a collector's item, but probably not a game you will not want to jump into for the first time.